Spend the day with me as we get things done in the kitchen. Hello family, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Vicki and you are with Grammy in the Kitchen. So it's Sunday, I am off from work and I need to do things. We have 0 frozen pizzas. Unacceptable. I need to get some pizza dough made so it can be in the refrigerator to rise so we can make our pizzas. I need to clean my refrigerator out. Plus, we still have to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner today. What are we going to do? Let's get this day started. So I made 2 batches of our homemade pizza dough. So I have, each batch makes 6 pizza doughs because I put it in a 12-inch skillet, cast iron skillet. So I get 6 per recipe and I made 2 recipes. So I have 12 pizza doughs right here. So the last time we picked up our Azure order, we grated the mozzarella. I have 2 pounds of mozzarella in here. We're going to be using this mozzarella as well as some fresh grated frozen mozzarella that we made ourselves. And whatever dough we are not using with the cheese that we took out of the freezer, we're going to make into breadsticks or focaccia, can't say the word, this word right there. We'll make some bread out of it. It's no big deal. We're not going to waste it. But I don't want to take out more cheese. I want to use the cheese that I designated for pizza making, plus some homemade mozzarella. Now I want to put this in the refrigerator because I like it to do a slow rise. That way when we're ready to make our pizzas, it hasn't gone beyond rising to falling. So I usually put this in the refrigerator right away for about 3 to 4 hours, up to 24 hours to making pizzas. But today I decided I need to clean my refrigerator, so we're just going to leave it on the counter till we get the refrigerator clean, then we'll put it in the refrigerator. Full disclosure, cleaning the refrigerator is my least favorite thing to do in the kitchen. I'd rather wash dishes than to clean a refrigerator. But it needs to be done. It's not that much in there. It's usually mostly just holding condiments. But during Christmas, we were thawing a turkey. I know, 2 months ago, when we were thawing a turkey, some grossness got underneath this piece of glass, and we need to clean this bad, super bad. So what better time than now? We have everything out of the refrigerator. Now we need to start tearing it apart and cleaning it. We're going to start off by these 4 shelves. Now the reason I have so much space between above the drawers to this first shelf, I have to keep my maple syrup in the refrigerator or it will start molding. And that's how much space I need for this to go into the refrigerator. Should I go ahead and put these in quart-sized jars and then a pint-sized jar just so I can lower that shelf? So we're going to go ahead and start removing these shelves. And they are glass shelves, so I need to be super cautious and not break them. So we took time, did our homework, and went to the grocery store. So I was checking the prices online of the different stores in my area. Now from my house to the furthest grocery store is about 20 miles. And in that 20-mile area, I have 2 Krogers, 1 Walmart, 1 Lidl's, and 1 Food Lion. And I always check those stores for my prices. There are other stores off that route that I will check occasionally, but I don't shop those too often. So I will check their sales ad to see if it's worth the extra trip going to those stores. But those stores, Kroger, Aldi's, Lidl's, and Walmart, and Food Lion, are the ones that I check the most. So everything that was on my list, and I did check the sales ad on each of those stores, we only went to 2 stores. We went to Kroger and we went to Lidl's. And I also did a price comparison that if I bought all the items at Kroger or at Lidl's, and I also included a Walmart and Food Lion, even though we didn't go there, I included the prices if we would have bought everything we got today from those stores also. And family, I can tell you, by shopping the way we shop, by sales items, going to different stores, we saved some money. Let me show you what we got. The first store we went to was to Kroger. And they actually had their brand of ground turkey 3-pound container for $10. We have 2 of these, and we're going to go ahead and divide them into 1 pounds and put them in vacuum seal bags and get these in the freezer. They also had their brand of whole chicken. It was $1.29 a pound. We went ahead and got 4 of these, and they average about 6 to 7 pounds a piece. We're going to go ahead and cut these up into fryer parts, get them in a vacuum seal bag, and get those in the freezer. But we have 4 of those. They had St. Louis style ribs on sale for $2.49 a pound. We have 2 of these. They're averaging 3.95 pounds and 3.91 pounds. The regular price was $4.49 a pound. So that was a savings of $2 a pound on each of these. I am planning on cutting them in half because a half of a rack of St. Louis is plenty for the husband and I, and then we'll have 4 meals with that. That was everything at Kroger, and we spent, with tax, $76.12. The whole chicken is going to be actually like 3 meals for us. I'll cook the whole fryer parts at one time, and then we can have leftovers the next day, possibly even the next day. The ground turkey will be divided into 3 1-pound portions, and that's usually about 2 meals for the husband and I. We can have it for dinner one night and then lunch the next day. Unless I'm doing something like a hamburger steak, I would use 2 pounds, and that will last us for 2 meals. The ribs are going to be a 2 meal per rack of ribs. At Lidl's, believe it or not, it is Super Bowl Sunday, and they actually had wings for $1.79. Let me make sure. So the wings were regular $2.89 a pound. With the Lidl's app on your phone, you could get this for $1.79 a pound. So that's $1.10 savings per pound. And we have 2 of these. They had their brand of pork sausage. There were $2.87 a piece. We got 4. Their yellow Yukon potatoes, 5 pounds, was $3.99. We ended up with 2 of those. And the husband's favorite sandwich bread was $3.98. We have 3. So the total spending at Lidl's with tax was $51.45. And this is the math part. So between Lidl's and Kroger, before taxes, we spent $126.31. Now you're asking yourself, is that a savings by going to multiple stores? And I can tell you, yes it is. And I have proof. So if we would have bought everything at Kroger, we got our sale items of the whole chicken, the ground turkey, and the St. Louis ribs. Plus, if we bought everything else at the one store of Kroger, we would have spent $156.44. By dividing this into two stores and checking sales ads, we saved $30.13 by going to Lidl's and Kroger versus getting everything at Kroger. And the other way is if we would have bought everything at Lidl's, we would have spent $146.69. That's $20.38 savings by getting the sale items at Kroger and the sale items at Lidl's versus getting everything at Lidl's. That's a savings of $20.38. And you're probably asking yourself, but Walmart's usually cheaper. What if you got everything at Walmart? We did a price comparison for Walmart also. If we got everything at Walmart, it would have been $132.85. By going to Lidl's for the sale items and Kroger for the sale items, we saved $6.54. You're probably thinking, but Grammy, that's only $6.54. Is it really that big of a deal? Multiply that by how many times you would have to go to the grocery store. $6.54 is a savings, no matter how you look at it. That's why I try to convey to you to know your prices in your area. Check the sale items. Shop according to sales. Do not get what you want. Get what you need when it's on sale. Stick it in your freezer. That way you have food security, and when you want something, you know you already have it in the freezer because you bought it on sale. Now I need to go ahead and get everything in vacuum seal bags and get it in the freezer. The whole chicken we're going to cut up into fryer parts. The chicken wings are the 3-section joint together chicken wings. I need to go ahead and separate those. The ribs, we're going to go ahead and cut that in half, get that in a vacuum seal bag also. The sausage, we could just throw in the freezer. They're each 1-pound containers. It's good to go. The ground turkey, we need to divide those into thirds, 3 1-pound sections. Now I was debating whether I was going to cook these chicken wings today, and I decided I am. So I went ahead and cut them into pieces. So the 2 pieces are in this bowl, and the wing tips are in this bowl. We're actually going to put this in a Ziploc bag in the freezer. But before I do that, I want to get the whole chicken cut up, and I want the wings off of those to also cook with these wings. That way we can pre-portion them into serving size for when the husband wants to just put some in the air fryer or the oven, or if I want to make some for dinner. So this is 2 packs of chicken wings that have been sectioned. So I got them in the 3-gallon stock pot, covered them with water. We're going to go ahead and cut up the whole chicken, add those wings to this pot, and then we'll start cooking them. We did not get everything done yesterday, so we're picking it up on Monday. So I did get all the meat packaged in vacuum seal bags, and they're in the freezer. I'll show you everything after we processed it. I just got home from picking up my weekly milk. So I need to put this in the refrigerator. and my dozen of eggs. So I cooked the husband's eggs in the Instant Pot. I find it so much easier. It peels beautiful. I have the insert plus a strainer in about a cup to a cup and a half of water. We're gonna go ahead and put in 10 eggs because he takes 2 eggs to work every day. And I hit the steam button for 6 minutes. Once that 6 minutes is up, I'll let them sit in there for another 6 minutes. Then I'll manually release the pressure, put it in some cold water, and then I'll peel them. Super, super simple. I keep my cast iron skillet in this tall cabinet. And the only problem with that is that I have to take everything out. To get my big pans, because they're usually on the bottom. So all my cast iron skillets are right here. In the back I have the cast iron Dutch oven as well as my aluminum pan, dark coated stock pot, and down here is my griddle. So I'm going to go ahead and get the oven preheated to 400 degrees and put the 2 12-inch cast iron skillets in there to get nice and hot so we can make our pizzas. That usually takes about 30 minutes or so. So if you have a Samsung refrigerator and you want to clean that top glass at the bottom of the refrigerator, I'm going to explain to you the correct way of doing it so you don't break anything. So that's the chicken water that's left over that I'm letting cool, let the fat solidify, so I can get that in Ziploc bags and get in the freezer for the next time we make chicken stock. This is our chicken wings we cooked in that water. And wait, I put these in here, let them cool off so I can get those wrapped up into individual servings. But if you remember correctly, under here was a lot of crud. We got it clean, but let me tell you something. In the back, on both back corners, there's these little tabs, and you would think you would just pop that tab up and the glass will come out. No, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, you'll break it. So you actually have to remove both of the top drawers. Right there on both sides says little tab. You have to get something to squeeze both of them at the same time to be able to release this shelf. And the drawer slides come up with this shelf and the water filter stays. So the way the husband and I did it, he took some tools to push on those tabs while I held this down, and it released fine. Then we were able to take this shelf out, and as for these little pegs that are in the corner on both ends of the back, you actually release them from underneath. Just pinch it and push it through. If you try to pry it off from the top, you will break it. You cannot replace those little bitty parts. You have to order a whole new shelf. Do not pry it off from the top. It needs to be pried from the bottom once you take this out. But you just pinch those little pieces in. Have someone to hold this down for you as someone is pinching, and it'll lift right up. Once you take those tabs off from underneath, the glass will come out. You'll be able to clean the glass and this piece of plastic really, really well. We did not videotape us taking apart because we did not know what we were doing. But the next time we have to clean this refrigerator, definitely bringing you along. And you just put it on the same way. You slide it back in, snap those clamps down and put your drawers back in. And now we have a clean refrigerator. So happy. So this is the chicken wings and french fries we had left over from last night's dinner. The husband will have that for lunch. And we have 2 packs of French toast with breakfast sausage links. And he can have that for breakfast or a snack after he gets home from work. Now I have several videos out there on how I make my own homemade frozen ready to heat and eat pizzas. I'll leave a link right there so you could go check that out. So I made 12 pizza doughs yesterday. I made 2 batches. Each batch makes 6. 2 of those doughs we actually used for dinner last night. We made bread, focaccia, whatever you want to call it. So I have 10 doughs left in there. Whatever I am unable to get pizza-wise out of the cheese, we had shredded and put in 2-pound bags. I'll make more focaccia. It's okay. We like bread in this house. So let me go ahead and get started on the pizza. You can go check that video out, and I'll put a link in the description box to show you how I make my own homemade, ready-to-heat, freezer frozen pizzas. The Instant Pot beeped. It's been 6 minutes. I let it rest for 6 minutes. I have it turned off. Now we're going to go ahead and manual release. I put a towel right on top and just manually release. That way I don't have steam just going all underneath my upper cabinets. I'm going to drain the hot water out of the insert and add cold water to cover those eggs. Let it sit about 6 minutes and then they'll be ready to peel. In about 6 minutes, we'll go ahead and get those peeled, put them in a container, and we'll stick those in the refrigerator, and they're ready for the husband to grab 2 every day for 1 whole week. Went ahead and got the first 2 pizzas in the oven to par bake it with a little bit of sauce. Then when it comes out, we'll add more sauce and cheese. Once they cool down, we'll wrap them up and get them in the freezer, and we have the rest of them sitting in the refrigerator waiting on us. So far I have 4 pizzas sitting right there with sauce and cheese, letting them cool off so we can wrap them up and stick those in the freezer. I have 2 more in the oven, and I have 4 doughs left in the refrigerator. The sauce I started with was the leftover sauce we had last night for dinner. You'll see that very soon. So I'm going to have to get another jar of sauce. But back to the eggs. So they've all been peeled, and I put them on top of this paper. Oop, I forgot one. There's a blue egg, and I thought it was peeled. But that's okay, we got this. But I put it on paper towel to try to absorb as much water as possible. And then another paper towel I put on top, give it a little roll, try to dry it off as best as possible. And then a half sheet of paper towel I'll put in the bottom of the container I'm going to put in the refrigerator. And the husband will just grab 2 every day. So the wings were parboiled. That just makes it faster when you're ready to cook them to eat as a snack or as a meal. And I had them sitting in the refrigerator overnight. So I have a vacuum seal bag. And the husband said 8 would be a perfect amount per serving. I did do 20 wings last night for dinner. So there's actually 4 left over. I'm just going to put an extra one in 4 different ones. Just random. Perfect. Let me go ahead and get all of these vacuumed and sealed. So we ended up with 7 packs. 4 of these have 9. 3 of these have 8, but that's okay. And now we need to put this in the freezer. And now we gotta wrap up our pizzas. So this is the pot we cooked the chicken wings in. So I call it chicken water. We are not throwing this away. We will use this when we're ready to make more chicken stock. It just adds another depth of flavor. I did skim some of the fat off the top, but not all of it. I have a gallon size bag, but I'm not going to put a gallon in here. I'm going to put about 6 cups, just so I'll be able to lay it down pretty flat. You know what? I think I'll do 8 cups. Yep, that sounds good. A half a gallon. Try to get as much of that air out of there as possible. And I'm going to double bag it. So we saved the backbones and the wing tips from yesterday when we cut up our whole chickens into fryer parts and saved the wing tips from when we broke those wings in pieces. And now we have a gallon and maybe 2 cups of chicken water. So the next time we need to make stock, we have a head start. I'm going to go ahead and wash the dishes and get the kitchen reset, and I'll be right back in a minute. So I need to go ahead and separate the heavy cream from my milk that I picked up this morning. So I got a pint-sized mason jar. If this one has some room in it, I'm just going to add to this one. It's fine if I mix old with new. It's going to be okay. That is it. We are done. So I'm going to put the milk back in the refrigerator. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pints of heavy cream. That is a total of 3 quarts. Not quite a gallon. It's okay. We used some last week and we still have 6 in the freezer. Everything we've done in the last 2 days is right here on this table. So this is chicken water from where we cooked the chicken wings. We saved that to add extra flavor to our chicken stock. Right here we have the chicken wings in individual packages of 8 or 9 pieces. This is all of our backbones and wing tips we save for chicken stock. We have 9 pizzas going in the freezer. The husband did have 1 for lunch. Plus we made 2 for breadsticks for dinner last night. Still have 4 things of pork sausage. 5 1-pound packages of ground turkey going in the freezer. We're having 1 for dinner tonight. That's the heavy cream we just separated from our fresh milk. We got 4 half rack of ribs. These are St. Louis style. Plus we have our cut up whole chicken into fryer parts. We bought 4 of those. Now, if I had to guess how many meals this is about 44 meals for the husband and I. That is built-in leftovers. So we'll have it for dinner one day, we'll have it for lunch the next day, but that's 44 meals that we got on $126 of protein. And not only that, we have the chicken water and the backbones and the wing tips that we can make free food. We can make chicken broth with that. You need to figure out what is important to you. Is it time or is it money? You can't have both, because it takes time to make money, which means it took me time to go to 2 different stores to buy the best deal I can find on the things we bought. It takes time to be on the internet looking at all the prices of all the stores in my area. It takes time to cut down that chicken, to repackage everything, to parboil the chicken, to make it frozen, ready to heat and eat pizzas. That takes time, but it saves me money. Now, if time was more important to me, then I would have spent the extra money to get already made, frozen, ready to heat and eat pizzas. I would have went ahead and bought a whole cut up chicken, or just get plain chicken breast, or the boneless, skinless chicken breast, or the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. I would pay someone else to do that for me to save me time. But in turn, it cost me more. I can throw my chicken water away, and I can throw away my backbones and my wing tips and just buy already packaged chicken stock or chicken broth. But that's going to cost me money. It's not going to cost me any time. It's going to cost me money. So you need to find out what is more important to you, your time or your money. For everything that we buy, pre-packaged, pre-assembled, quick and easy, throw together, put a dinner on our plate, and or eating out, is going to cost money. But if we do it ourselves, it costs time. Figure out what's more important to you, your time or your money. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me the last 2 days as we were talking about our grocery haul, how we find the deals in our area. And when I grocery shop, I don't grocery shop what I need. I grocery shop according to who and what has the good deals on protein. And I buy them, and I buy them in bulk, and I stick them in the freezer. If you don't mind, give this video a thumbs up. While you're at it, please subscribe. I will love to have you part of the Grammy family. Right over here, you're going to see 2 videos. Go check those out to the next upload. They're either going to inspire you to get into your kitchen or give you a chuckle. Whichever one is fine with me. If you don't mind, share this video with all of your social medias. Get the word out. We can feed our family real food on a budget if we plan for it. Until next time, y'all have a blessed day. Bye, family. And now I gotta put everything away. Yay, me.